Welcome back to WGLNA. That was a good look at the TAC 2, also known as the T50-2, or T52, if you don't have time to say that. Now, guys, we're in the middle of the broadcast. We're trying to find out what's going to happen for our second match of the night, Forever Victory versus Warriors of Honor. And, you know, Ruki was telling me while that segment was playing that he thinks that this is a serious lineup. Randall, what were you talking about?
Yeah, it looks like they're actually all ready to go. So
the IS3s and lows are serious.
Yeah.
Boom.
Now there is now they are figuring out something with I believe it has to do with.
Now we have ourselves a game.
Yes. Now they're figuring something out with some points because I think one of the teams accidentally picked a tank, and now they're just trying to repick to get their points in line. So just give it one moment, and they'll have to figure it out. But
this match.
Yeah, so it looks like we're actually going to see 2 lows, a T-34-2, an IS-3, and a Batchet 155. This is strange. It's what I'd call old school, because before the Tier 8 light tanks were very popular, if ever there was anything that was 742 format,
just
it was
IS3s.
You'd bring TAC 2s because you didn't have 1390s.
Not only that, but they're only going to go with 6 players with 41 tier limit points, so that's going to be a restriction on to Forever Victory. And I'm really anxious to get into the game, guys. Battle number 1 for these two teams is unconventional strategy on steps. Let's find out what happens in our second match of the day for our qualifier number 2.
Beautiful steps, and of course we have the red team spawning as Warriors of Honor spawning in the north position, the south position of course, Forever Victory spawning as the blue team.
Yes, I'm seeing a decent spread right at the beginning. RD pieces from the north going towards the west, a nice safe position for them, and in the south we see RD pieces going towards the east, another safe position. So it's pretty common to send your RD out to the safest position that you can find, and they're going to do that. Then they're going to set up a nice perimeter, and they're going to try and see what they can do with that perimeter. So I'm waiting to see this, but I feel like it's going to be a slow match.
Yeah,
well,
of course.
Initial spots already have been dropped onto, I want to say, the lows, but I don't actually see what's going on. Greetorp, you're following the blue team. Who's been spotted thus far?
Right now we have 1 spot. I'm trying to look and see who that is. Let me check.
It is the IS3s.
Yeah. 2 IS3s are going to spot out this T-34-2 played by SG51, and they're going to collapse on him. I don't think there's anybody around to really stop that from happening, but of course the IS3s need to be careful about that. Remember, they don't have the best gun depression on this map. But
no, they don't. But with maybe 3 high rolls, they can immediately take out SGS or SG51 if he's not careful. 1 shot there from an artillery, and all of a sudden he's down to 895. Meanwhile, we have a potential skirmish also over in K2 with one of the red team scouts as well. A lot of action already developing despite being heavy slow tanks on steps.
Missed artillery fire really close on Alcatraz, but Alcatraz is going to return some fire to that T-34-2. A little bit of brawling come out here, as Randall did expect. Is he able to line up a shot once again?
He wants to.
He does.
He's going uphill trying to escape. It's going to be a little bit tough, but he does manage to skirt out. Ooh. But he's tracked, and artillery does manage to. Has to burn his repair kit. Already pretty big victories for Forever Victory.
He does go dark, though, so it's going to keep him alive for a little bit longer. That SG51, he will be alive with about a quarter of his life left. Oh, he's going to go for another scout run. Checking out. Wow, big artillery hit. Does not connect onto Alcatraz, but super close.
Yeah, Alcatraz losing some health there, but again, it's 1 artery versus 2, and if Forever Victory can keep getting spots, maybe they can respond to it. Now, keep in mind, Warriors of Honor, they also have a heavy over in the 2 line, so they're trying to also defend that line in case anyone's shoving up on their 1 single arty. So that's going to give Forever Victory a little bit of a less pressure over here on the eastern side.
Guys, go ahead, Randall.
Yeah, I'd actually say their arty is exposed right now. There's no one actually defending the arty. The arty are all sitting off in K90 with no one to actually keep them safe. So if someone were to decide to just rush them, for example, then they would have to defend themselves. And while they could, it might not turn out in their favor.
Yeah, but who's really going to rush them? Look at the lineup right now. It's 2 lows, T-34-2 and an IS-3. Any of those tanks are going to be spotted really, really fast.
Ooh, easy
There's
to
nothing
retort.
super, oh, sorry, I keep flickering it, don't I? There's nothing that's overtly going to just jump out and say, hey, I'm going to catch you guys out of position. No, they're going to be tracked down pretty hard by some sandwiching.
With these IS-3s, they can hold their position, still get poke out, and try to let their artillery do damage. Big shots being thrown out, and Samara does manage to connect on one of them. Now keep in mind, a T1 was taken out, so it's 6 on 6. Even though, sure, they were down tier points, all of a sudden, Forever Victory's kind of evened it out. Alcatraz takes a big hit, though, and it's now down to 193. Cannot get a shot again. Samara taking big damage as well.
He's going to go for it. He's going to try to take out this low here, but he doesn't have a lot of hit points. And he gets shot down, unfortunate, but look at that, 220 life left on that low. One artillery hit will be able to, you know, at least, I think it might be able to take him out if he gets a good roll. It will be difficult still. Alcatraz.
Alcatraz is calling for help. He needs something to kind of pull him out of this situation because he's getting flanked. And another shot as looks like Warriors of Honors has managed to take out 2 of the heavies, and now it is all of a sudden a 5 on 4.
Oh, man. But the artillery, they can't see anything, really. Actually, they're getting some residual spotting, it looks like. But they're going to all go dark. In the meantime, those 2 other heavies, the T-34 and the IS-3, going up the western line, spotting for that artillery. Are they going to find him?
They will eventually. They have the numbers advantage, and the already is tucked away nice and safe in the K0 corner. Meanwhile, Forever Victory did manage to kind of push up the western front over by the rocks, and now they are pushing back one of the heavies over for Warriors of Honor.
Now we have the GW Panther and the Strum Panzer II getting ready to defend themselves against the inevitable tanks incoming. I'm expecting to see a T-34-2 or a low pop up here in just a moment.
Okay, we'll definitely see if that happens. Right now, they're all just going for a flag cap. If they can get a good spot, maybe this GW Panther can climb this hill and see what's going on. Now, the GW Panther is spotted by the rest of them. And here they go. Goes TD mode. Gets hit once, but he's still alive.
Almost dropping everything. A heavy drops there. I think it's the T-34 that managed to drop there for Forever Victory. So a nice win there. But again, they're still on the clock. 35 seconds. And the GW Panther does die. Not looking good for Forever Victory.
Okay, Storm Panzer can potentially reset the cap. But the IS-3 over here, played by Cape 2 Cairo. He's going to come in, and it looks like he's coming all the way back to defend his flag.
He needs to. He needs to do something. He doesn't have much time left. In fact, there's only 13 more seconds.
Yep.
And the IS-3 is so slow on this map, I don't think he can even do anything about it. 3 members are on cap, and no matter what, Cape 2 Cairo has to take a blind fire at best.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
He's not positioned.
Captured.
He's not positioned to do so, and that's going to be it. Blue base is captured. Warriors of Honor is going to take an early 1-0 lead, isolating 2 guys on the east side and then just taking it home for the win.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to WGL. And we're currently in the middle of a series between Forever Victory and Warriors of Honor, where we just saw one of the funnest games that I personally think I've had the ability to enjoy thus far on steps. We saw 2 lows, a T-34-2 against 3 IS-3s and 2 artilleries with no scouts and 6 players and 41 tier points. It was quite a weird game, but nonetheless, we have a winner. It was Warriors of Honor. They managed to take it 1-0 lead with a 7-man flank and really be able to take out the IS-3s. Well, the map already has been loaded. We can talk about tank selection and actual movement with these 2 teams. It's battle number 2 on Ensk. What's going to happen? I have a surprise for you right after this map intro. Let's go ahead and hop on Greedtorp's screen and pull up the tanks and see what's going on here. Greedtorp, what do we have in terms of
We got 2 IS-3s, a low, a T-34, and a GW Panther on the side of Forever Victory. On the other side, we have an IS-3, 2 lows, a Tiger 2, and a T-69, followed by 2 T-1s on the side of Warriors of Honor.
Now, what's so interesting is that, you know, Forever Victory hasn't even used all their tier points. They can. They can use up to 41, but they only have 39, so I'm really Well, I'm kind of confused, actually, about what they actually went with trying to direct, but they want that artillery. I mean, why not go all the way up to the GWE and and get a little bit more firepower? But maybe he's fond. Maybe Alexander is fond of the GW Panther.
You know, but you know what? You have to be careful because, yes, you are tearing down by 1, sometimes 8 instead of 7. But you're not losing that much firepower. A lot of times you have the same gun on there. The reload time might be a little bit different, but a lot of times you have the same gun. You have that firepower. You can do the damage that you need to do. So it can be a little bit misleading, but yes, a lot of times you will go for that tier 8. What are they doing though, Rookhill? What's going on?
Yeah, this is a crazy push all the way up the 1 line. Very broken up though. You see US Carson and Samara here falling way behind the group. Alcatraz and Cape to Cairo are pushing way up and going all the way
Alcatraz.
They're looking for trouble as they want to engage immediately, but there are 5-6 members from Warriors of Honor already in position. Alcatraz, he's setting himself up so that he can get some proxy scouting as well as maybe poke in past that wall and do some damage, but members from Warriors of Honor, they're ready, they're focused, and now we have almost a full-out engagement already within the first 2 minutes of the match.
Alcatraz is trying to line up a couple of shots, but it's very difficult. His buddies are still trying to get into position to line up some shots, but Alcatraz is pretty safe, to be honest. I mean, if any of his opponent's tanks want to get a shot on him, he has to go into a position where pretty precarious. He's going to be shot down and prioritized.
Big shots from Mad Dog as he was able to lay down almost all of his clip and put big hits on US Carson as now the T-34 has to kind of retreat behind cover. Not looking good. The HP trades are very one-sided at Warriors of Honor, already getting big damage. US Carson does drop to a shot from Mad Dog as he was able to clean up what he started. Alcatraz now out in the open, not able to use that armor to his benefit, getting shot from behind, and I see smoke coming out from his tank, and that's not a good sign, Green.
No, it is not. Mad Dog and SG51 are going to go ahead and take the flank, catching Alcatraz completely by surprise. And now they're going to come in, sharks circling around the waters of both Samara and Cape to Cairo.
Meanwhile, we have a hunt for the Panther. It's a chase after the Panther as he is trying to escape. Alexander on the run, moving over to the 3 line, but he can't really do too much because right now he is pretty much the only sole member surviving from Forever Victory. Alexander getting taken out by a T1 combination as Warriors of Honor goes up to a 2-0 lead in swift, decisive fashion.
Very clean by Warriors of Honor. They just defended the push. Really,
I like the aggression.
Yeah, I like the aggression. The push, though, needed to be a little bit more together. Right?
Yes,
like
exactly.
They needed all their
3
tanks.
people going out and then getting hit and then waiting for the 2 guys.
And they're already behind in 3 tier points. They can't afford to have engagements like that where they're 3 versus 5 and then eventually 5 versus 5. Oh, no, wait, I lost a tank. It's actually 4 on 5.
Very interesting, though, that they try to push up the 1 line, just like Rukio was saying. But the way they kind of positioned themselves, they kind of diverted out into the open, especially the IS-3, who was just out there getting shot from both his left and his right by Mad Dog and a couple of those members from Warriors of Honor. So it's going to be tough to see how Forever Victory is going to climb out of this hole that they've dug for themselves. Warriors of Honor showing pretty well that they're impervious to these kinds of these unique, weird strategies with lows with T-34s. Let's find out what happens after this commercial break. When we come back, battle number 3 will be prepared between these 2 teams. You're watching WGLNA. Welcome back, everybody, to WGL. If you're just tuning in, you're missing quite a series as we're watching currently Forever Victory versus Warriors of Honor, and we're in tank selection for map number 3, which is going to be on
Kasparovka. Yeah, I did it, guys. I went there.
I'm the best, man.
Man,
Welcome to Prorovka.
I'm so punny today. I'm so punny.
Over in the south side, as we are hopping on to Clutch's camera, again, shout out to Clutch, our dedicated observe. We have Warriors of Honor currently up 2-0 and in the red team, and they are moving over to the eastern hillside against predictions from Rookhill. And in the north, though, we have the blue team congregating, maybe talking about strategy and debating what they should do. Is Forever Victory, and they're hugging the northern forest.
Yeah, they're like, Rookhill, you're a pretty intelligent person, so we're going to listen to you. The other team was like, Rookhill, you're a pretty intelligent person, so we're not going to listen to you.
Huh. Well, that's great. Well, at least I got a 50% right.
At least the medium's in the middle of the map. and it's because usually, guys, lights are usually the ones scouting the middle of the map.
Sure.
You can kind of use the medium. It's just normally you have the lights perusing the middle, but instead everyone's avoiding the middle. And I would love to see how a team like Ermagerd, Kerner Vern would do against this, where they do 7-man charges up the 3, 4, 5, 6 line.
Oh, they'd take control of this map and they'd smash. They just smash all over these heavies. You can't do much when you don't have the view range, you don't have the camo value to actually see the enemy. So when those light tanks are going to sneak around the map, that's generally the reason you actually use light tanks so heavily on these maps. It's because you can use bushes, you can use your cover to spot the enemy and then shoot them with your own artillery or from camo. Whereas heavies have trouble because it's so open they can't find good enough cover. So when both teams choose heavies, though, I'm not quite sure what to think.
Well, they do have an artillery. When I say they, I mean Warriors of Honor. No artillery for forever victory. So that'll give Warriors of Honor a definite advantage if they can spot. But so far, all they're spotting is this M2 light in the middle of the map.
Oh,
and
no.
just like that, lights out. Both teams trading scouts.
That's right. Unfortunate. I mean, if he kept that scout alive, it's relatively even from there. 6 on 6, but the M2 light being taken out, very unfortunate. But yeah, we have both teams just playing pretty passive for the beginning stages, feeling out where they can go on the map. That's why it's so important. Team 1, by the way, is blue team. They're over their forever victory. Warriors of Honor in red down in the south, but approaching the north.
This is kind of dangerous for Cape 2 Cairo. He's an IS-3 caught in the middle of the map, and the worst part of all is that, again, there's an artillery piece that can rain down fire, so it has to be very cautious. Monkey Man and SG-51 still trying to get positions to spot for their teammates, but still, one thing that's so interesting in Warriors of Honor is just so spread out. We have a heavy on the hill, we have a heavy on the E6 track line, and we also have a heavy kind of guarding the flag.
Yeah, that's right. They're going to spot this T1 over here.
And maybe peek up. Come on. Go for
Jamona.
it.
Jamona.
Shots fired. You've got a window where they can shoot because this auto loader Bat Chat does have a decent amount of time between shots, but he isn't making any real connections, so it's kind of a waste of his shots. I want to see them just go over and take the T1.
Yeah. Go for it.
Cape 2 Cairo pushing in, he takes a shot, and that's one of them that can be very valuable. The P-45 Tiger, a rain of shots all the way, from that E6 position that we were talking about. Again, that's still kind of got to put Warriors of Honor in a little bit of a question mark because over in E2, they're also still not spotting anybody in the forest, and so now they're kind of starting to slowly corner forever victory.
Okay, Cape 2 Cairo was tracked a little bit by that Artie on the other side. But for now, he's able to get back up. Everything looks okay for the most part, as you can see. Just two scout tanks are taken out.
Yep, it's still trying to feel each other out. Monkey Man still getting into position. Now, keep in mind, all of Forever Victory's vision is restricted because they're still trying. I think they're still trying to hope for people to come in through the 1 and 2 line.
Boom, 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 Tiger P's burning.
He needs a fire extinguisher. Someone put that fire out.
Put it out! Put it out!
Put it out! And Cape 2 Cairo, he's getting shot from the artillery as well.
Oh!
P-45 finishes off. And all of a sudden, though, we did trade another scout, so it's still 5 on 5. Actually, nope, hold that thought. Another shot here as T1 Firefly was able to finish off.
I was trying to cycle to him, and he died during my cycle. Unfortunate. Now they're only down to 3 lonely Tier 8 tanks all the way in the corner. What can they really do at this point? It's tough for them. But remember, you know, right now, if you can see the red team's position in the mini-map, they are kind of segmented off right now. So if they go in one by one, obviously 3 Tier 8 tanks might be able to do something. A couple of blind shots. No, they actually hit. They're not blind at all. They see him. Oh! Alcatraz getting shot by that Artie. And he's going to be tracked. He's just staying in place. Unfortunate.
The Warriors of Honor definitely know exactly what to do in this scenario. Forever Victory is kind of herded up, but in the A2 corner, fighting for bush control, making sure that they cannot get spotted. But unfortunately, even Alcatraz is out in the open. He can get spotted. He's not even hidden well behind that bush. And SG-51 does get spotted, but he also is able to see where Alcatraz is. And Alcatraz is in a very bad position. He's not going to be able to do much here.
Taking a little bit of damage here and there. Really unfortunate. But shots are going to be fired. T-34-2, played by SG51, needs to be a little bit careful. He's getting low in life, 444 life, but he goes dark. Firefly goes dark as well. And there is that IS-3 being played by P45 Tiger. He's going to show up here to the party, and they're going to slowly converge. But remember, they can just spot and sit here all day while that artillery rains hell down on these 3 tanks.
Yep, and these guys, I mean, Forever Victory is trying to use these 3 heavy tanks in positions to not get a lot of damage, but again, time is on Warrior of Honor's side. They have the tier advantage. They have map control. They have an artillery raining shots on them. US Carson takes so much damage. He's down to his last 50 health, and he is gone. That's going to be leave 2 members left for Forever Victory.
And then there were 2. Samara and Alcatraz. What can they do at this point? It's very, very limited, but you can see Firefly is kind of low in HP, so is the SG51, so maybe they can sort of tie it up. It's still hard with that artillery in the back of there. Don't forget, that is a Tier 7 artillery. No,
don't think they're going to be able to tie it up here, Andre. There's 5 members up from Warriors of Andre with a full health low. That's kind of the status of this game thus far, as we have members from Warriors of Honor poking out, trying to get the last few spots, but with 4 members in hot pursuit of these last 2 members who have very low health. Only Alcatraz here has been ostracized and shunned away over into this corner of Prohorovka. Warriors of Honor should be able to finish this off and claim a 3-0 win and advances to tomorrow's round of 8, and will be one of the teams that potentially grabs the 4 spots for the league. Yes. Congratulations to Warriors of Honor as they advance.
Yeah, they definitely showed that they were the better team throughout this series. The match ended up 3-0, as we know. But it was unfortunate. Not only are they a player down, they're sometimes not playing with their full tier points, but definitely showed that, you know, strategically, I felt like Forever Victory, or excuse me, Warriors of Honor were just playing it better off. They're well, I mean,
their compositions were better.
Yes.
And their lows were actually hitting quite often. If you go to the detail report or the team score, you can even see just in general their accuracy is much higher.
Look at his bat chat,
I felt like Forever Victory, the first thing that they can improve is just straight up their accuracy, where they're hitting. Second thing is how they're angling and positioning their tanks. As you can even see, we had a couple of close-ups of not angling correctly. We saw Cape to Cairo he was driving with his side completely exposed the entire time. We saw that Alcatraz was trying to get a bush cover, but his front half of his tank was completely poking out the other side, negating the purpose of even getting the northern forest in the first place. These things corrected, and they can come back maybe for Season 2, completely revamped as a team.
That's right. I think what they are going to take away from this is the small, little, tiny things. Just going the extra, you know, couple meters to move around and have the terrain as cover, not exposing yourself nearly as much, because those teams that are knowing that you're doing that stuff, they're going to punish you. They're going to push you really fast, and all it takes is 1-2 shots, you're tracked, all of a sudden I'm running a lot more damage. Yeah, you're on fire.
Stop, drop, and roll won't save you there.
No, it will not. So, you know, some really valuable key lessons are going to be taken away from this series, and I hope to see Forever Victory again. I really do.
That's right. Even LeBron, the first time went to the NBA Finals, lost 4-0.
Yes.
And now look at him, 2-time NBA
Everybody
champion.
called him a noob back then.
Hopefully Forever Victory takes this loss as a sign to improve, and maybe they'll be our Season 2 champions.
Maybe they will be LeBron James.
All right, well, let's not get crazy here, Greeto. We're still just casting roll of tanks. We're not worldwide superstars on the basketball global scene. So that will wrap up our series. Do you have any last thoughts, Randall? You seem like you wanted to
I think you guys covered it perfectly.
Thank you.
Perfect.
If I do so say myself, thank you for telling me I do my job.
Yeah.
It was very good, guys.
Fred, I thought you were great.
I think you're fantastic, Greetor.
And you know what is even better? We have another series
That's
after
right.
this.
We have Ermagerd and Kernavern versus Bear Huggers. It is basically who's the better Red Sky. May the best Red Sky win. We'll find out what happens as well as a status report. We'll also check in with Clutch, maybe get some social media giveaways for Gold and Premium. You're watching WG.